Hey, hello, how do you do? Shady Doorags here, and welcome to another episode of Episode Rundown, where I, Shady Doorags, run down the episodes of Miraculous, Tales of Ladybug, and Cat Noir. And today we're looking at Season 2, Episode 13. Depending on where you go, it'll be Season 2, Part 2, Episode 1, but I'm going to call it Season 2, Episode 13, Frightningale. And interesting enough, like on the last episode, people were saying that they wanted me to get into this episode and kind of tear it apart because they thought I wasn't going to like it, but I kind of enjoyed it. But anyway, let's go through it. So this episode starts with Marinette watching this music video by this dancer, this singer, this performer, whatever she is. And she says she wants to compete with her friends. And Tiki warns her and says, you can't compete in that because if you dress up like Ladybug, everybody will realize that you actually are Ladybug. That kind of goes against the whole consistency, the bringing of the mask. When anybody dresses up like Ladybug, they all look like Ladybug. Everybody thinks that they are Ladybug. But for now, I'm going to ignore it, though I am going to come back to this point later. Marinette says it's okay. She's just going to try out as one of the side dancers. It's just something fun she wants to do with her friends. Meanwhile, Adrian has been casted the part of Cat Noir. I don't even think I mentioned that this is going to be a music video of Ladybug and Cat Noir. But yeah, Adrian has been casted as the part of Cat Noir. And he's upset for the same reason that Tiki warned Marinette. He thinks if people see him in the Cat Noir outfit, they're going to recognize him as Cat Noir. So he goes to the set. Both of them go to the set. And Adrian puts on the Cat Noir costume, but he doesn't put on the mask. And the person leading the costume, or leading the event, this singer whose name escapes me, she says it's fine, they don't need it for now. And different girls go up there and try out as Ladybug, and none of them are really good. They're all like dressed like Ladybug, but none of them are really good. And so the dancer lady, who by the way has this quirk of, she always talks in rhyme because she wants to sing all the time. I didn't do that on purpose. I promise you, I did not do that on purpose. That was a complete accident. By the way, if I'm speaking a little bit low, it's because there's stuff going on in the background. I don't want to disrupt it. But yeah, she always speaks in rhyme because she wants to sing a lot. And anyway, she comes down. She needs a Ladybug, and all the people who've tried out are not good enough. So she goes to the people who are trying out for the background parts, and she does a clever thing. She trips, and of course, anybody with the Ladybug spirit will come and help her immediately. And of course, Marinette is Ladybug, so she immediately comes to help her. And there's this really good moment where Marinette is tempted. They said, do you want to come up and be Ladybug? Because you'd be perfect for the part. And of course, Adrian is up there as Cat Noir. Marinette desperately wants to go up there and be with Adrian. But she resists the temptation. She resists the temptation because she knows that if she goes up there, people will discover that she is actually Ladybug. And that's actually a very strong part for Marinette. Just that she was able to resist that temptation like that. That was pretty good. Then, yeah, I got this big smile on my face. You know who's coming. You know who's coming. Then, Miss Bourgeois herself, Chloe, walks in. And I didn't recognize her at first because she's actually wearing a Ladybug wig. She's actually wearing a Ladybug wig, and I was very shocked at that because before, when she wasn't wearing a Ladybug wig, like everybody thought she was Ladybug. Now she is wearing a Ladybug wig. Everybody immediately knew it was Chloe. Like it really doesn't make sense. The consistency is so bad in this episode. But Chloe walks in, and we haven't seen Chloe in a while in this season. That's something, I think I brought that up in a past episode. We have not seen Chloe in a while this season. Even though we did get a episode centered around her. So I was very happy to see Chloe. She gets up there and says she'll be the best Ladybug. And Marinette, who has just been thanked by her friends, which it's very in character that all of Marinette's friends really love her, even if it does kind of play on her Mary Sue-ish atmosphere. It's very in character that they love her so much for giving up that part. But Marinette sees Chloe. She kind of gets jealous, but then she says, no, they're never going to cast Chloe. Chloe then does this supreme dance move, and she says, oh, I've taken, 8 years in this extreme dance course. And I'm like, hold up, no. I have to put my hands down. In this episode, Chloe is being exactly what I wanted her to be for the past forever. She's being this strong person who is using her strength to get what she wants. Like that's a good bully. That's a very good bully. However, in the past season and a half, we have not seen anything to indicate that Chloe has the discipline to do something for 8 years straight. Chloe does not have any kind of discipline to do anything like that. I could believe it more if it was something that she was clearly into, like fashion. But even that, she was clearly into fashion, and she couldn't make her own freaking hat. She had to steal Marinette's. Chloe does not have any discipline to do that, so that was completely out of character just for this episode. And after she does this amazing dance thing, they're like, well, Marinette would have been... I like this part, actually. Gabriel, he's, co-hosting this thing. That's how Adrian got the part. Gabriel says, well, artistically, Marinette would have been better, but they're out of time, so they choose Chloe. And I like that these are artists, and they speak like artists. Why am I doing my hands like this a lot? I like that these are artists, and, they say things like that. As somebody who dabbles in the art myself, I just appreciate that. So they choose Chloe. Chloe gets comfortable around Adrian, and that pushes Marinette over the edge. And she says, actually, you know what? I do want to be Ladybug. It's not that she's given into the temptation of Adrian. It's that if there was one thing that was going to push her over the edge, it was Chloe getting close to Adrian. I like that. I do like that. It really shows that she's not a Mary Sue. She's not perfect. She has her limits that she will, that she can't push past. Immediately after, she regrets it because she knows she did something wrong. Chloe storms off and tells her dad to try and get the place shut down. The dad says there's nothing he can do, which again feels really out of character for him because he always helps Chloe immediately. And then Chloe says something very interesting. She says, if you don't do this, I'll get Mom. And that's interesting because people were theorizing that Chloe's mom had left. In Despair Bear, they kind of said that. And it's like, I didn't think they were ever going to mention her again, but it seems that she does play some kind of part in Chloe's life. She is still alive if Chloe brings her up and says she's going to go get her. So I'm just wondering where they're going with that. I feel like they threw that in intentionally as a foreshadow. So the mayor comes in. Ladybug, Marinette and Adrian are both nervous because they have to put on these masks. Again, makes no sense with the consistency. Everybody looks like Ladybug with the mask. And Adrian actually forgot something. Adrian thinks this mask will make him look like Cat Noir. Does he not know that his mask actually changes his eyes? When Adrian becomes Cat Noir, his eyes turn green and he gets cat irises. So, no, that mask actually wouldn't make him look like Cat Noir. Anyway, so before they can put the mask on, the mayor comes in and he shuts the whole thing down. And this is a chance for the Akuma to come in. And I think it's kind of funny that the one person who would be willing to stand up to the mayor is Gabriel. Because Gabriel has that willpower. He's not the kind of guy you would push around. No. If this was truly his thing to run this dance thing, he would have stepped in and intervened. But of course, Gabriel is also Hawkmoth. And Hawkmoth wants more victims. So he lets this whole thing happen. And the girl gets sad and she gets akumatized and she becomes Frightningale. And this is the part where I think a lot of people just really lost it with this episode. Frightningale's power is if she hits you with, I think it was a beam or something. If she hits you with it, you have to dance and you have to rhyme. If you don't, you get turned to stone. You get turned to a statue. And so Ladybug and Cat Noir have to spend the entire fight rhyming and dancing because they both get hit by this beam. Ladybug and Cat Noir show up, obviously. And it's just a whole dance choreography. And the thing is, I can see why a lot of people didn't like this because I said myself personally, sometimes they go too silly with some things. Me personally, I don't like when they go silly with Hawkmoth. I feel like Hawkmoth is supposed to be a serious villain that we're supposed to take seriously. But certain other elements of the show, I think, should go silly. I forget what his name was, but there was a guy who reviewed this show. He said it really well. It was a brony, that one who has that. I think it was that brony who has the derpy holding the flag. But he said Miraculous does a good job when it's parodying superhero shows, like Kim Possible parodies spy shows, and I agree with that. I think it should do that more, which is why I don't take Ladybug and Cat Noir that seriously. I allow them to have comedic moments, and it won't take me out of the show. Their villains, I don't take that seriously as well. I do take them a little bit more seriously, but they can joke and have their parts as well. And the side characters, really the only person I get upset about when they're not taken seriously is Hawkmoth, because he just seems like the kind of character who would not be doing the kind of silly antics he sometimes gets caught up in. But I can see where other people are coming from. I can see how this could have taken some people out of the show. And I'm not going to say it's objectively good. I'm just going to say I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it. People said that this is like bad written fanfic, and I definitely see where they're coming from. So Ladybug and Cat Noir spend the whole fight dancing and rhyming. And they eventually Ladybug does her lucky charm, and I think it was handcuffs. It's something that links them together so that they can't be separated. Usually this is like the opposite, where they're handcuffed together and then they figure out, oh, we have to work in sync in order to work with each other. But they get the handcuffs and then say, we need to use these to hook up to each other and work in sync. And I thought the solution was going to be that the cameras were rolling and the cameras rolling catch Ladybug and Cat Noir dancing. So when Frightningale becomes normal, she would have her music video. But what instead happens is they defeat Frightningale, and Marinette suggests that instead of having the music video inside the place where it was going to be held, because it got shut down, that she wasn't allowed to have her music video inside the place, Marinette suggests having it outside. And she suggests no Ladybug and no Cat Noir, or because Marinette winds up putting on the Cat Noir mask, and Adrian winds up putting the Ladybug mask, just to kind of, I don't know why there couldn't be a Ladybug and a Cat Noir, or why Adrian and Marinette couldn't be a Cat Noir. But the music video she was making incorporates the music of the show, the Miraculous, simply the best, up to the test, where things go wrong. It incorporates that, and I like when shows do that. They've done this before. What's his face, the super pop star. They've shown him so many times, and I cannot remember his name for some reason. But the guy with the alligator or crocodile, or whatever, he's played the song before on the piano. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. Like, not really a special episode, just like a kooky one. Just a fun, kooky one. And like I said, I understand other people's upsetness with this episode. It makes perfect sense why this would take other people out, but not me. I highly enjoyed it. And it was just kind of a fun time for me, really, overall. But yeah, that's it. That's all for this time, and I will see you guys next time in episode 14. This has been Shady Doorags. So long. Farewell. Avita say. Goodbye.